about the weather yesterday? It was great.
Oh, good. It's
We
very
went
nice.
for barbecue in Phoenix Park
You went?
with my family.
Nice. Oh, come on. That's good. Nice time then, yeah?
I cooked.
Huh?
I cooked them.
You cooked? Good man. Anybody get sick?
No.
Oh, good job.
No, they like it.
Good. What you cook?
Meat and chicken wings.
Chicken wings? Barbecue? Spicy? Any chips?
No.
Bread?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bread and salad.
Good. Good. And to drink? Coca-Cola?
Yeah, Coca-Cola and juice.
And juice, yeah.
And my sister made a cake.
Oh, sounds like a great day at Phoenix Park. Okay. What are we on? Statistics. So like I said, easy topic to begin with. We've probably studied some basic statistics before.
Yeah.
We did vectors. Okay. So the first thing, so easy. Frequency distribution. This lesson, like I said, so easy. But maybe a little bit of terms before we start. So, do you know I'm sure you do know this word, data. How would you explain it?
Information.
Yeah, it's like information, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's usually something that you have to collect. But sometimes, if you have a lot of data, it can be difficult to see what you have. So we need a way to order the data, put in some kind of order. So here's an example of some data. Let's say it's grades from a class. So it's okay, you have all your data here, but it's not really convenient because you can't answer simple things like even how many A's are there, how many B's are there. So we need a way to order it. So the way we can order it is by putting it into a frequency distribution. That's by just collecting how much of each possibility that you have. So for example, we can have A star, A, B, C, D, E, U. Man, why always a quarter past? Why can't it be 15 minutes sooner? Why does it always have to be 15 minutes late? You know you don't get attendance when you're 15 minutes late, right? Okay. Well, okay. Your choices, I suppose. So, as I was saying, we can just count how much we have of each, but it's often nice to use something that we call in English a tally. So I'll explain what that is now. So we see we have an A here, so that's 1A, and then if we've got another, that's 2 there. I might have 2, 3, 4. Let me add in a couple more C's. Okay, let's see, A star, I got 1. B, I got 1, 2. C, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. This is called a tally. Is there 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Sorry, thank you. D, 1. E, 1. U, 1. E, 1. D, 1. U, 1. 3 A's. Thank you. Okay, so this is called a tally, and then beside it we have what's called the frequency, or just written F for short, which is the number just. So that's a 1, a 3, a 2, a 7, a 1, a 1, and a 1. So sometimes people put these things into tables. Now it's a bit messy now because I should have drawn the table first. This is called a frequency distribution. It has 3 parts: your data, a tally, and a frequency. Now you don't absolutely need the tally to be a frequency distribution. You need at least the data and the frequency. But it's nice when you can have the tally as well, because it gives you a picture of your data as well. You can see that C is the most common, then you have a couple of A's and B's, and then kind of more even spread lower down of D, E, and U. Have you seen these before, or is this something new for you? What do you think? Have you seen something like this before, or not? No? You think you have, yeah? Now, what's nice about it, an advantage, is that there's no loss of data. So for example, in the data I can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 C's, and I can see in the table I also have 7 C's. There are some statistics which we'll do very, very soon where there is a loss of data, where your information that you write doesn't include everything. So there's no loss of data in this statistic. And by the way, I know you know this word statistic, but does anyone want to try and explain what a statistic is? You know what it is, but how to explain it. And a statistic is just like a summary of the data. Just like in English, a summary. Disadvantage? So, what's the disadvantage of this table? Yes, takes time. Also another disadvantage, can take time. But that's kind of true of a lot of things in life. So what's another disadvantage? That's true of most things in life as well. Something about this particular table. Well, it's a problem, it can sometimes be too large. This one is okay because the possibilities are only A star to U. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 possibilities. But if you had 100 possibilities, then it just becomes too large then. So it can be too large sometimes. But it works well here. Now, the statistics part of the course sometimes requires you to write an actual sentence. So that's why we start doing more things like looking at an advantage and disadvantage. Okay, because the question could say something like, put this table in a frequency distribution, and then the second part for 1 mark could be something like, is it suitable to use a frequency distribution? So in this case with grades, is it suitable? What would you say? Is it okay to use the distribution? Yeah, and what's the reason why? Yeah, yes, because there's a limited number of possible grades. Actually, how many are there in this case? Did I say 7? Yeah. And also, as you were saying, someone was saying this takes a long time. Yes, it's quick to count or tally the grades. In the exam, you probably only need one good reason, but there's 2 good reasons. Question? You look unhappy with this. Is it because of statistics?
Yes.
So like I said, it's not too hard to start with. We might even get 2 or 3 lessons done this morning because they're also kind of short. And all that you have to do in the worksheet, I just give you some data to practice tallying. So this is good for when your brain feels like it's only 8:20. Yeah, not going to challenge you too much. So just write whatever you need down from this, and then we can have a look at some questions here. Vocabulary is important here, please. Is this room a little nicer than 301? It feels a bit nicer. Like the board is cleaner or something. No? My imagination? Okay. Maybe the change is good.
Maybe it's because of the sun, like the lightning is kind of
Yeah, a little nicer, huh? Okay, you have this yet? Or? Yeah. You got this? Yeah. Not yet? Okay. You got it, Sharif? Yeah. Adnan? Yeah, you have it, yeah. Let's have a look here. So, I did the first one already. Well, not the first one, but something like the first one. So let's just have a look at the second one here. It's going to be a bit harder for me because I have to switch between the 2. But first thing you should do is look at what your possibilities are. So you have blue, brown, green. Okay, so we need to write those down. Blue, brown, and green. So frequency, this is the tally, and this is the eye color. Right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, Or 5. 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4.
And then, we're looking at brown next, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then green, 1. So this is 5, 4, and 1. And that's it. Okay, so if you want to just write this one down, this is question 2. Now actually, I wonder at the back if I drew the tally table or not. Oh, I did. Okay, now, just before we continue, there is another thing you can add into your tally table. Something called the relative frequency. And it's just the frequency but as a percentage of the total. So if I just total these up at the bottom here, this totals up to 9 then. No, it does not. It totals up to 10. Which makes it nice and easy to change these into percentages. That's all a relative frequency is. This is new now. Relative frequency. So 5 over 10 is obviously 50%, 40%, and 10%. But just so you know, it's perfectly fine to write these as decimals, and in fact, most computer programs will write this as a decimal. So 50% is 0.5, 40% is 0.1, and 10% is 0.1, and the total here will be 1. So I'll just put that as a different letter, even though it's the same thing. I'll put it as a P or something. And relative frequency, what letter will I use? What did I use here? I didn't. I just wrote the word percent. Okay, well that will do. Percent. Eye color obviously doesn't have a total. You can't total eye color. You could total up tally, but really that doesn't really make too much sense here because you have a total here. So we leave the first 2 boxes blank for total. Do you draw this through this table? Yes. Okay, a little bit of vocabulary. This word here, mode, which is the noun, or modal, which is the adjective. So if I said here the modal colour, does anyone know this noun or adjective? Modal? Yes, but which is this one? Not that one. Modal? Shall we? Modal, do you know what it is? Then maybe we should be off your phone. Modal means most common. So what is the modal colour here? Blue. So the answer is blue is the modal colour. What? The Arabic for modal? The Arabic for modal
No.
is modal. No. Give me a sentence that uses the word mode instead of modal colour.
Mode.
Yeah, but how could I ask? I asked for the modal colour. How could I ask for a modal colour with using the noun mode? I could say what? Colour mode. I like it, but not as difficult as that. Just what is the mode? So modal here I'm using it as an adjective. So I'm helping you by telling you it's the most common colour. But if I just said what is the mode, you would say the colour blue is the mode. Yes. And by the way, if there's two things which are tied, for example, you had 5 brown and 5 blue, then we don't say blue and brown are the modes. There is no mode. So in the case of a tie, that means there's no mode. So the mode must be clearly the most common. Some computer programs try to break the mode, try to break the tie in the mode. And I want to show you this now if I can. Office. Need to open 2 Office programs. Libra and then Excel. Apart from Excel, has anybody used any statistics software before, or is it only Excel? Only Excel, yeah. Okay. Do you have this written down? I can scroll down. So as I was saying, the mode must be the most common, most frequent. But some software try to break ties. So what I mean by that is, imagine you had a situation like this: 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. It'll show up now. So you heard me say 2, 2 and 5, 5 twice. So here this one doesn't really have a mode. But let's see what happens if we try to ask LibreOffice first what the mode is. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay, so LibreOffice, what do you think the mode is? So it really shouldn't give me an answer, but I feel like it will give me 2 or 5. Now I don't remember which will give me. It'll give me 2. Yeah, the first one it came across, which means if I do something simple like just reorder this, it shouldn't change the answer because it's still the same data. But if I do sort descending, and it must have gotten smarter since the last time I used it. So I don't think it's given me the first one it comes across. I think it might be giving me the smaller one. Yeah. So a way we could test that is if I replace the 5, 5 with something like 0, 0, and it's gives me the 0. So how does LibreOffice break ties? It gives the smaller of the two. But that's not really mathematical, in this case there is none. Yeah. Now I don't think Excel is going to open, but if it did open, I can tell you the way Excel breaks ties is differently. So Excel breaks ties by doing what Iad suggested a moment ago, was it gives you, I think, the first one it comes across when it goes through a list. Here we go. So let me just put this back to 5, 5. I don't know if having 2 Office programs open at once will kill this. Yeah, maybe it'll help it a bit. Whoa. Okay, here is Excel. Right, so what was my original data? Well, it doesn't really matter. 1, 1, 2. No, that wasn't it, was it? 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Right, so Libre said the mode is 1. Let's see what Excel says. Sorry, Libre said it was 2. Excel says it's 2 as well. Now, if I resort this, Libre didn't care, it gave me the same answer. But now Excel does care, it's giving me 5. So what Excel is doing is it's giving me the first mode it comes across, whereas Libre is giving me the smallest mode it comes across. But both of these are wrong, because it shouldn't be giving me any mode, it should say no mode available. And it's kind of interesting because you can see how the different programmers programmed each piece of software. So what's happening here, the program starts at the 5 and it keeps going through counting which one is most common. So it gets to here and it says, oh, I've got 2 of these, so currently the mode is 5. Gets here, I only have 1 of these, I have 1 of these, I have 1 of these, oh, now I have 2 of them. But it doesn't change the mode until it comes to something better. So I can see how the person programmed it. They started here and they're going through the list and they said, okay, keep it running total of how much we have, and as soon as something more frequent comes along, we'll replace what our current best is. Whereas I think what's happening in LibreOffice maybe is it checks how many there are, it checks how many 2s there are, it checks how many 3s there are, and again, if 1 is most frequent, it says the mode is 1. If 2 is most frequent, it says the mode is 2. If 3 is tied, it doesn't replace what it keeps as most frequent, or something like this. So anyways, my point is, when you do programming, you get to kind of see how the different people programmed each software, why it's given a different answer even though it's the same data. But I don't think anyone here is doing programming. Right? Okay. Appreciation lost. Okay, so we'll try these for a few minutes then and we'll go on to the next lesson. So, not difficult, we'll just do these for